Welcome back Year 1 to your Aboriginal dot painting art lesson this week. In this lesson, I'm going to show you some different ways that you could explore how to create your dot painting. So here are some of the different resources that you might want to use depending on the method that you choose. For your painting stick method, which is option 1, you will just need to make sure that the stick that you are going to try and use is clean and is dry. So it might be that you want to go for a walk and go and find a stick today and perhaps have a go at trying to do this task a different day. It would be really helpful to make sure it's nice and clean and nice and dry before you start. If you happen to have one, you can make a start just by painting some different stripes of colour. I've chosen lots of autumnal colours, so oranges and browns and yellows, because that's what I picked up from looking at the pictures when I was looking at the different examples. So start by painting the different stripes around. Now what I have done is use some of my different colours here, and then I'm going to leave this and set this to one side and let it dry while I then have a go at doing some of the other methods. You might just want to leave it to dry and come back to it another time. When it has dried, you can then add your dots. So the second method that you could try is simply drawing around your hand on a piece of white paper. I'm right-handed, so I've drawn around my left hand to make the drawing job a bit easier. And then using some little cotton buds, I'm just dipping the end of the tip of the cotton bud straight into the paint. And then by tapping it down inside my hand, it just gives me that little dot shape. You could experiment using perhaps the end of a pencil, perhaps if you don't have one of these little cotton buds, but hopefully you should have one of those that can just help to create that nice little circular shape, and think about how you're going to apply your paint in different patterns inside that hand shape. And my third method that you might like to try is using a stone or a rock. If you can collect one, try and make sure that you've got a nice smooth one. And like I mentioned with the sticks, if you can make sure it's nice and clean and dry before you make a start, that will help drawing on it a little bit easier. So I'm looking at the patterns and I'm trying to copy them, but this time rather than using paints, I'm going to have a go at drawing some little circles with my felt tip pens. Now, if you haven't got anything else that you can be using, what you could perhaps do is to combine the felt tip pen method with the drawing around the hand method. Hopefully you should have some plain paper and felt tip pens, and you could always try this instead. So choose an activity depending on what you have.